Chiki is the love of my life. Chiki is my biggest enemy. I don't know how you can love and fight with someone like that much.
My full name is Chikwere Amanda Muriel Onwukwe Anyadike Alusa. Chikwere Amanda Muriel Onwukwe Anyadike Alusa. I was born in East London, Hackney. I was born to two phenomenal parents. I am incredibly close to both of them. My mum is a lawyer, my dad is a journalist. How I ended up in Kenya is a blur. So, my two best friends, Samantha and Natalie, they're half Nigerian, half Kenyan, and they were both at the time working at the mental health charity that I was working for.
Singlet and shot, singlet and shot. I like my man in singlet and shot. Nice.
And one day they came home and said, yo, we're moving to Kenya. Previously, we're meant me too. So I just assumed they meant me too. So I was like, okay, weird, random, a bit abrupt, but off we go.
So being friends with Chiki is not really a choice, I'm joking. So we have a really, really close friendship.
Even to the point where when we came to Kenya, she really felt that she couldn't be apart from us. So we all came here together.
Do you want the version Bien tells? Do you want the PC version or do you want the real version of how I met Bien? Okay, let's keep it 100. So, Talib Kweli came to perform in Kenya 6 years ago. One of my very close friends here is a guy called Emmanuel Jambo. Yeah, I won tickets to see Talib Kweli, so I went with Emmanuel Jambo. So, when I was entering, this big, loud group of boys were entering in the car at the same time.
At the parking lot, we got off the car and I just hear Manu, Manu. And I look back and it was Bien.
I met her standing at the parking lot with a friend of mine called Emmanuel. And I was like, hey, Emmanuel nachapa kitu safi. I actually thought her and Emmanuel were together.
I went to another event of Emmanuel Jambo's. I wasn't actually going to go. A friend of mine from the UK, her friend had just moved to Kenya. The girl turned up at my house, ready to turn up.
One of her friends was a fan of Sauti Sol, so they came up to me to like say hi, I think take a picture.
And I plonk myself on his table and I'm like, hi, how are you?
And then we just started talking and yule swali ya, oh, nachalia kwa jamingi ukifanya hii kitu. Akaniambia, oh, Emmanuel's not my boyfriend. That night we just ended up talking for so long and I was like, this girl is intelligent. Because at that time I'd been single for like a year. When I met her, I wasn't actually looking for love in her. But in her, I felt like I was drinking a fresh glass of juice, talking to Chiki.
And I don't believe in love at first sight, never have, never will do. But Bien and I have had a connection from day one. So I worked in the music industry in the UK. And at that time, 6 years ago, you remember Fuso GG was really big with Antenna. He had released Azonto, he had a £1 Million Girl, like he had some hits that were universal. They were big in America, they were big in Europe, they were big in Kenya. So I said to Bien, I'll speak to Fuse and if everything's cool, I'll swap numbers. And he was just like, cool. So Bien was like, cool, would you like to meet up tomorrow for a meal? This is a culture difference, yeah? Because in the UK, because people don't give out numbers like that, when you do make a hookup happen, it's good manners to take someone out to say thank you for a drink, for a meal or something like that. So I just honestly walked into it thinking it was that.
And I took her to Mama Oliech, because me, I love ugali and fish.
I was like, why are we here? Because this is not thank you for a hookup. Because again, culture difference, I'm like, there's cats walking around everywhere. There isn't really even a ceiling. We're sitting outside.
Chiki, alifika hapo akasema, oh, what's this? So it's fish. Oh, how is it made? Okay, akaicheki, akasema sawa. Nikamwambia inakula na kachumbari na ugali. Lakini Chiki didn't like ugali at the time because to date actually she says ugali is just tasteless. So alikuwa anataka kuikula na chapo. Mimi ni nani niache mtu akule chapati na ugali kwa meza yangu? Nikasema hapana. Chapati na samaki kwa meza yangu, nikamwambia tuzi. We just had a good lunch, but it was more like the vibes, the vibes. Then we had lunch, then we went somewhere else and had drinks. Like, it was just like, mazee, we're not letting each other go. As they say, she was standing this way, I was standing that way. Our lips met and yeah.
Next thing, I think the second weekend, we go to Brew Bistro and we walk in, me and my friends, and there's the private room. So we're trying to get into the private room, and I see Chiki and Bien. I'm like, okay. Little by little, before I know it, I think Chiki moved in. And you know, they're just always together. They just like, their relationship just grew to not just, you know, a girlfriend, but like more like partnership. You know, they moved in, they do a lot of stuff together, and I could just feel, you know, the love just grew to another level.
The first thing I noticed about Chiki and Bien was actually Chiki's behaviour totally changed. Like, you can tell this girl's in love.
She calmed down quite a bit. I mean, she still maintained her vivaciousness, but she just wasn't, I think, not as loud. I think she toned down a little bit. So yeah, Bien was a bit successful there, taming the beast.
But the thing is, when we met Bien, it's so obvious that they're each other's equals.
Yeah.
Like, he is the male version of Chiki. Chiki's the female version of him. They are the same person. Like, they were just destined to be together.
Bien, to begin with, we had a bit of a culture difference because he used to tell a lot of jokes that were dependent on a knowledge of Kenya that I didn't have. So he'd tell jokes and then he'd crack up laughing and I'd be sitting there like, okay, is that funny? Okay. So Savara came to the house once and was like, Bien said to Savara, man, this chick never laughs at my jokes. So then Savara was just like, how can two people so in love not laugh at each other's jokes? In my head, I was like, well, that's uncomfortable. We haven't said that to each other yet, and you're just saying it like it's, so I was like, oh, yeah. So then when Savara left, I said to Bien, do you think that was a bit uncomfortable? Bien was like, but we're in love. That is our relationship. And it was that, no romance, just, but we're in love. Oh yeah, that's true, we are. Okay, cool, keep it moving.
Would you put me in your diary? In my life, I've never seen melanin so dark. You're a queen of the dance floor, nice socialite when I rubber scene, baby. Would you put me in your diary? She's a heartbreaker. She bend over backbreaker. Steaming hot water